we're going to do something a little bit different. We're actually going to change a tyre. So, and some of you might think, but I don't need to change a tyre because I've got my partner I can call, my brother I can call, my father I can call. But the reality is, does your mobile get reception everywhere you go? Can they come within the 10 minutes that it takes for you to change that tyre? Or do you have an hour that you could wait? Even for mobile roadside assistance, it can still take quite a while depending on the day. So I think that women should be empowered and be able to change their tyre, and it's so easy. And in fact, I taught my 13-year-old daughter to do it, and she can change the tyre if need be. So let's get into it. First thing you've got to do obviously is pull over somewhere safe, and you're going to have your equipment in your boot as well as your spare tyre in your boot. Keep your spare tyre pumped up. Always check the air when you're checking the air in your tyres. And sometimes these spare tyres in the boot, they're actually speed restricted. So if you have one of those tyres, please follow the speed restriction that you might have. So this is on an old car. Some of the new cars actually have the hubcaps bolted on now, so you would have to unbolt through the hubcap, whereas this one I'm just going to be able to flick it off. And what I'm going to use is the wheel brace that I've got here, and I've got my jack. There's a lot of different types of equipment, but it'll all work the same, just to have an idea of how yours works. So underneath the car there's a rim that I'm going to actually slot this into. Some of the modern cars, they actually have a particular reinforced area that you will put this. Follow that. I'm just going to get it into place, but I'm not actually going to jack the car up just yet. So that's in place. What I'm going to do is take off the hubcap. This one, you'll have to go around a few places to undo. Alrighty. So while the car is actually still down, this is when we're going to undo the bolts. So you put a bit of weight into this. What you want to do is undo them to the degree that you can actually undo the nut with your fingers. Jack up the car, and you'll have to remember that the tyre that you've got on your car is flat, so you'll need to jack the car up quite a way past the flat tyre so you've got room to put the spare tyre on easily. So now we're going to undo the nuts, and of course before you've started, when you pulled over on the side of the road and you've made sure you're in a safe place, you've also made sure that your handbrake is on, that your car is level. If you're worried about getting dirty, you can always put one of your car mats down where you're actually leaning. If you have a towel in the car, you can use the towel, you can cover yourself. Take the wheel off, and you would roll it aside and put your spare on. So when you want to get your spare tyre out of the boot, if you have a spare towel, or even with some of the car mats, you can put them on the back of the boot so you can easily slide the spare tyre out without scratching your car. Just drop it on the ground And then we're just going to wheel it into position. So remembering that we've jacked the car up a little bit higher because it's going to be filled with air. Once again, you've just got to realign and make sure it's actually flush. You don't want any of it a little bit wonky when you start to actually put it back on again. Just make sure that the tyre is flush before you lower the car back down again. You want it all bolted on as well as you can by hand so that it's stable and even. So what we're going to do now is lower the car back down. And we're just going to tighten them back up again. We're not going to tighten them when the tyre is in the air because it will have a tendency to move around. Once again, use your body weight. Put it back into place, the hubcap, and pack away the equipment. It's easy and we're away. The only part that gets dirty is your hands, but if you have a problem with your hands getting dirty, in your first aid kit you should have some gloves in your first aid kit. But I do recommend that you have with this equipment a torch. The last time I broke down was at night on a country road, and it's not very easy changing a tyre at night time. Getting it off is easy, putting it back on, realigning all those holes, that's the challenging part. Everything else is easy. So this is something that I learned how to do when I was 16, and it's come in handy many times, being able to change my own tyre. So it's easy to do, and I know that you can all do it. You're all strong, capable women, and it's great to have someone in your life that you can call on. But there are also times that that may not be the case. So just rest assured that this is something that you can do. I wish you all safe on the roads. Take care.